So, had to figure out a way to talk to you guys and get this amazing background in. I cannot. Look how pretty it is. Hi. All right, this isn't really a hairstyle. Clearly, I've just taken my ponytail out and just thrown my hair over in true ANTM style. You know, when Tyra does that thing, she's like, "Your hair looks terrible. Just take it out and fluff it around." And then they look amazing, like they've got a hair that's in the shape of a Thundercat's hair or something. I'm probably just like Killmonger's sister right now, but that's cool. We work with what we have, right? I mean, Michael B. Jordan's an attractive man. I can work that. All right, so, what was I saying? I wasn't saying anything. So in the whole thing of like saying goodbye to past so-called loves, with my conscious mind, I've come to realize that the one person that I thought really loved me, they were just, I don't even believe myself as I'm saying it. I think they were just doing a really good impression of somebody who cared about me. But you know what? It was nice. Even the trial version was friggin' great. Like, I guess it was kind of normal stuff, you know? You get up and you make sure the other person has breakfast as well, and like, you actually get upset if you see that something's wrong. Like I said in another video that he just looked so upset when he saw that I woke up with a headache because I fell asleep on my phone. He just looked so upset about it. And I mean, I was kind of similar with him. Like when I found out that he was drinking tap water, I was like, "Are you? No, bruv, you can't do that. Please don't drink the tap water." He was like, "No, it's all right." I'm like, "Nah, bruv, this ain't up north. You can't be doing them things down here." But yeah, it was just mutual exchange. It was like a little bit more caring than how I was with my family in the past, which I thought we're pretty caring like our family before, you know. But the way that we show concern in our family apparently is anger. So like, if I told my mom that I had a headache from sleeping on my mobile phone, she would just get really angry and be like, "What'd you do that for? Blah blah blah." Um, Whereas with a partner, they just kind of actually look really upset and just like, I'm laughing because it was just so nice. I was like, "Oh my god, that's what it's like when someone cares about you and they don't want to hit you all the time." Oh my god. What's that Daft Punk song? One more time. One more time. Yeah, another relationship, a good relationship in the future. Very much would like to enjoy all that normal stuff. Oh my god, like somebody sitting down and actually like wanting you to sit next to them. I sound so deprived, don't I? I have been, but I don't know if my experience is really that out there. I think a lot of people feel sorry for certain types of people and you let them into your life and they know that it's kind of like, you know, you've taken on this mantle of like, yeah, I'm going to take care of you, I'm going to love you like nobody else has ever loved you. And they get very sort of like, "Oh, all right, and I'm just going to stand back over here." And then they don't really do the things that they're supposed to do. And then they end up with some narcissistic woman and then they want to say sorry afterwards. And it's really funny because it's just kind of like, "No, as you were." Bye. Later. So yeah, I'm just glad to be out of that energy now. I'm not thinking about anybody else anymore. I mean, I was doing really well. I wasn't thinking about this person constantly, this particular person that I didn't know for very long. Um, but every once in a while, because it was the nicest experience I'd had, it would kind of like, you know, all the bad stuff would just sort of, it would just sort of filter away. And then I'd be like, "Oh, I remember that. I remember sharing the beauty of things with somebody and they actually understood me." Like, um, yeah, and just running around London on adventures. I love all that. I really do. Like that whole thing about like Peter Pan and Tinkerbell, like I had a whole thing about it in the past. I was like, oh yeah, guys only want to be with Wendy, and like Tinkerbell's the one where it's at. Like she can actually keep up with them, with the guy, you know. She actually brings something to the table. It's not just like, okay, when you come back, you make sure you come back to me. Like she can actually hold her own. And it was something that I kind of had I was a little bit upset about until I realized that the guys that I was treating as if they were Peter Pan, they weren't Peter Pan. I ain't met Peter Pan yet. If you're Peter Pan and you're out there, bring it. Come now. I'm ready to like adventure. I'm ready to adventure. I'm ready to be that girl that can do both, because I can. I can do both. Oh my god, this is turning into a dating profile. Is that bad? Maybe it's not that bad. It's not that bad. Whatever. Oh dear. So yeah, I guess in short, oh, this is the other thing I wanted to say as well. I remember like being young and I used to watch the TV shows, you know, you get like I was gonna say Steve Harvey, not Steve Harvey. Well, all them shows where you get like somebody comes on and they're like, oh, that person doesn't love me anymore, and then the person gets upset and they start crying. And I never used to understand and be like, why are you? This guy literally said on TV he doesn't care about you. Why are you upset? Get up and go. And I was always like, oh my god, if that was me, I would just be like, oh, you don't care about me. Feelings done. That's it. That is what, and I didn't get it. I was like, that's what I would do. And now I'm just like, don't judge people, because when you're in it and somebody convinces you that they really, really care about you, which is shockingly easy to do actually, and you don't have your self-love in the right place in order to recognize that it's not your fault. There are so many little intricate things that can really mess up your exit, that can trip you up on the way out of those feelings. And most of them have to do with issues that you have, and then also like how clever that person has been at making you believe that their issues are your issues. But essentially the entire thing's an illusion. So if you ever feel tied to somebody and they are just like holding back and not giving you as much love as you deserve, or like, I don't know, just messy people, man. If you're dealing with someone and you feel less than you did before you went into that relationship or whatever, or that crush or whatever, it's not a good sign, man. Either you don't give up on them and you make sure that your self-love is up to here, or you just bounce and make sure your self-love is up to here. You've got a lot of work to do. People that, god, okay, I have to say something about asexuality. Right, so I saw this really cool thing. This program about asexuality on YouTube. It was like a 10-minute kind of documentary thing, and it didn't seem that weird to me. I was cringing because there was a guy that had a woman friend, and this woman friend, she looked like she was gay, and the guy, I think the guy was straight, but anyway, the point being that at first I was a bit like, why is she so invested in this guy, having sex? Is she into him? But it seemed like she just couldn't comprehend. And it kind of reminded me of the way that people are about people that don't eat meat. And so I was looking at it and I was kind of like, you know what? Like I like being intimate with people, but not out of nowhere. Like, this woman walked into this sex shop and she was with this guy, and she's gone to the dude like, oh, do any of these women turn you on? And I'm like, how is this sexy? Like, I'm not even you don't have to be a straight you don't have to be a straight white man to walk into a sex shop and then just see nothing but women in various straight like states of undress and be like, actually that's not doing anything for me. Like, I was cringing that she even asked that question, and she looked so confused. And I was like, okay, this is not him. This is you and the level of your attraction to women, and you desperately trying to relate. So, okay, I give her props for that. But it made me aware of how much I identified with this whole asexual thing in terms of, I think it's great. Like, because it is weird. I think we as a society have been convinced into the idea that when you meet somebody, you should feel like you want to, like, you know, do these certain things with them. And it's an illusion. It's not true. That's not even, those things happen, but it's such an incredibly intimate thing to do. To think about doing that before you even really know who the person is, unless you are just, you know, really down to get off, you know, get your rocks off for whatever reason. It's a very, very, very strange thing when you think about all of the like spiritual factors that go into it, and the like the energies that pass between people wanting to do that. Like, an STD is almost one of your least worries. Like, you could pick up somebody's issues without even, yeah, anyway. I just think that asexuality is probably the most normal thing. And I guess it's kind of like almost going back to being childlike, which makes sense to me. I mean, that, oh, there it is, the background. I just think that it's really interesting, all these different types of sexualities that people are putting an actual label on and claiming. And I think it's great that people are so aware of what works for them. And I hope that people don't give each other, I hope that we all listen to each other a lot more, because I think it's very freeing for everyone. Whether it's being born in a different body than the one that you really feel belongs to you, or whether it's realizing that the shape of someone's private parts hasn't got any bearing on how attractive they are as a human being. Which, I mean, that kind of makes sense. It just does. As much as having a preference does, you know, like some people like flavors of ice cream, as it was put in Friends once. And that's cool too, but let's just like learn from each other, yeah? And let go of the bad feelings that other people can put on us. Just let the trash go to the trash, and take it easy on yourselves. Namaste.